So remember, the rules for addition and subtraction are going to look different than the rules for division and multiplication. For addition and subtraction, you're going to round to the least significant place value. The easiest way to do that is to line up your numbers. So for number 1, you're going to have 20.5 plus 10. That's going to give you 30.5. I need to look at which values are significant. So I'm going to put a dot above all numbers that are significant. That 2, 0, and 5 are all significant. For this number, just the 1 is significant. So 10 is my least precise value, and I am least precise to the tens digit, so I need to round to the nearest tens place. So my final answer will be 30. Let's do another example. Number 2, I have 16.2 minus 1.64. Notice how I'm lining up my decimal places. So if I subtract those two numbers, I'm going to get 14.56. Again, I'm going to use a red dot to indicate all numbers that are significant. So these 3 values are significant. These 3 values are significant. So in this case, 16.2 is my least precise number, and it is only precise to the tenths place. So I'm going to round my final answer to the nearest tenth, which will give me 14.6. I'm rounding to the nearest tenth. And then for my last one, I'm going to have 60 minus 21.5. Again, lining up my decimal places. 60 minus 21.5 will give me 38.5. I'm going to place a dot above all numbers that are significant. So in this case, we can see 60 is my least precise value. It is only precise to the tens place. So I'm going to round my final answer to the nearest tens. So my final answer will be 40. So that's how you do addition and subtraction. The rules for multiplication and division are a little bit different. In this case, we're going to round to the least number of significant figures. So I'm just going to plug in 15 times 20 into my calculator. That will give me 300. So this one actually ends up being kind of easy because 15 has 2 significant figures, 20 has 1 significant figure, which means I need my final answer also to have 1 significant figure. Well, 300 is already written as 1 significant figure, so that would be my final answer. So with multiplication and division, we always want to compare the number of sig figs in both numbers, and then our final answer will have the least amount of significant figures. Let's do another example. 12.6 times 56 will give me 705.6. 12.6 has 3 significant figures. 56 has 2 significant figures. So my final answer has to have 2 significant figures. So I can't round to 706 because that's going to give me 3 significant figures. I needed to answer with 2 significant figures, so that's going to be 710. If we're counting significant figures, 7 and 1 are significant. Trailing zeros are not significant when there is no decimal point. So our final answer would be 710. And in my last example, I'm going to have 81 divided by 2.16. That's going to give me 37.5. 81 has two significant figures. 2.16 has three significant figures. So my final answer must have two significant figures. I'm going to round 37.5 to 37 so I can write it as a number with two significant figures. So I hope that video is helpful. If you still need additional help, you're welcome to come see me anytime.